With us now, Doug Young joined us on the show. He's the owner over there at Fork and Pint. Doug, how are things going? The last time we talked to you, I think we were just getting reopened.
Yes, things are going well. It almost feels like dog years. It seems like a year since we've talked with the changes and the challenges we've all faced, but yeah, we're doing well.
You by far have one of the best patios of all the restaurants in the area. Is that a big draw for you?
Yes, our summer months are big months of the year for us at the restaurant, and the patio is the draw. It brings a lot of attention. A lot of people come to the lakes. We're right at the head of Dodge Park, so people will spend the afternoon at the park, and then they're hungry after if they didn't picnic, and I'm the first place. So it's like being on Mackinac Island in the summer here. It really ramps up high, which brings its challenges this year.
Well,
the labor market stuff.
Yeah, it's because thinking about that, how are you doing on employees? Because when you drive by, you have signs everywhere. Now hiring all positions.
Yes, we have been extremely aggressive, with all the stores. We have 4 stores, 2 Fork and Pints and 2 Irish taverns. But it's been a challenge. People, particularly entry level stuff, people have not been flocking back to it. And yet you hear it all the time. You see the signs everywhere, but we've been very aggressive in our social media, signage at all of our facilities on the road. We're not shy to ask for help. We all of the restaurant and hospitality industry needs it, and we go after it aggressively to do the best we can.
So with that, Doug, because as we're starting to emerge out of the pandemic, you're hoping to recoup some of the losses, but are you having to reduce your hours because you don't have enough staff to keep the place open?
Yes, we've reduced menu size so that the amount of staff we have, particularly in the kitchen on the menu issues, that there's less prep and less, they're going to do 100 items. It's easier to do 100 items of the same three items over and over than it is to do 100 items of 20 items. There's just that many more steps. So we've been forced for some menu reductions. We're closed at both of my Fork and Pints on Tuesdays now because I don't have enough staff to run 6 days a week.
Wow.
And my Irish taverns that typically run till 2 a.m. aren't able to extend the hours of the people that we have. So right now with the uplifting of the time curfew, we're really only trying to tackle Friday and Saturdays. We just can't open the rest of the week at that time. So labor is our constraint right now. People are coming out. People are choosing to dine and get together with friends, but all of us in the industry are very challenged in meeting those objectives. You just don't have the staff.
And we like to remind everyone, if you are going out, be kind, be nice, make sure you tip very well, but service may be a little bit slow. But Doug, I will say we were back there, I think it was just last week, and it was incredible. The food was so good. And I will say one time we went back in the pandemic when you just first reopened, it was kind of like, but this time we were like, we're so glad we came, So the service was great. It was outdoors on the patio, but the food was amazing as well. So you're doing something right over there at the Fork and Pint.
Yeah, well, hard work. That's what we do. We're a hard-working group. We've got hard-working managers and staff, and typically at this point, with my 4 restaurants, I'd be around 100 employees for all 4. We're operating, at about 70 employees for all the stores. So I'm about 30 employees short, and it's a challenge. There's lots of gas card giveaways. We have incentives for our staff, for rewarding them for working hard and going above and beyond. It's really important that you stay engaged with your staff and try to find ways to motivate them that are different than in the past. And the one thing you commented on, and thank you, is consumers, our customers. Most are fantastic. But there's sometimes I don't know if people realize what's going on in the world and their expectations or the way they handle their expectations are a little challenging. And we ask, it's not the staff's fault. Don't take it out on staff. Managers can fix any issues, but we just ask the consumers, for everybody, to be tolerant. We tip extra wherever we go. I did a quick weekend getaway last weekend up to Higgins Lake area, and it was unbelievable. All the closed restaurants, all the closed breakfast joints that we normally go to. We went to one place, and the server, as soon as we sat down, said, just so you know, all we're serving is burgers and appetizers. And I'm like, why is that? And they're like, our kitchen staff walked out last night, and we had a bartender and a cook cooking today. We can't find any staff. So, we gave them $100 tip on top of our tab to tell them thank you. I give tips through drive-thrus and tell the drive-thru people, thank you for being here today. When I go to Home Depot, I thank the teller, thank you for being here today, because all of us are very strapped, and the people that do show up are sometimes, forced to do more because we're shorthanded. So, I thank them because we're living it, and it's a challenge, and just ask that everybody has that patience and understanding that, everybody that's showing up for work, whatever field it's in, thank goodness.
I love to hear that you're trying to find ways to incentivize and pick up the morale of your own employees that did show up, because we're seeing all these incentives for people to come to workplaces. And, it's great to hear like, hey, we're supporting the ones that are here because we know they are working hard. They're doing more than what they normally would have to, and really keeping them motivated because it can be a little, let's just say, unsettling to have someone come in and get a bonus or, a hiring bonus that you maybe didn't get.
And that's the challenge in the industry is you've got your longtime employees, you've got your regular employees, and they've worked hard for you, and yet to support them because they need help around them, you're matching their pay and sometimes exceeding their pay in order to help them. And then that's a hard bridge. And then, they want to know how come they're getting paid that and, I'm paid this and I've been with you. So it drives things up. But as we see with the inflation and the price of gas and the, price of the supply chains, my U.S. food reps were in yesterday, the president of the Great Lakes region, I met yesterday, and we were talking, they had a 10,000 case order of chicken from Tyson, and they only got 3,000 cases. He goes, Tyson's only sending out 30% of orders. So here they're explaining to us on the purchasing end why they can't fill our orders because the manufacturing plants can't get enough people in there cutting up the chickens, and the truck driving industry is having a tough time. And so you have these shortages, and then everybody has to overpay to make up for them, and then it creates this inflation, and now the value of the dollar isn't what. So the kind of crazy circle going right now. Driving up cost is not the answer. It's another challenge that we're all met with now.
So with that, Doug, are you sitting here going, why did I go into this business?
It has crossed my mind a few times, yeah. And my partner reminds me when I have my challenges, we're in the hiring business. We're in the job creation business. It happens to fall into restaurants, but if I was in the tire business, it would be tires. But he goes, our role is to create jobs and create economies for people to create their livings on and go to school and pay their bills. And it's important that our personal ideals or egos that we have to put aside and always do what's best, attempt to do what's best to support the jobs that rely on us. Like I say, we normally run at 100. I got 70 employees that pay all their bills through our organization. So if we at the top aren't working hard, aren't trying to find people for them, aren't taking the right steps, it jeopardizes, it impacts a lot of families. So that's when I get over, why did I get into this industry? And I look at the good and the people we've met and the marriages of bartenders, servers through the years that have met in the facility. And and that reminds me why I do this. We do it for the people, and we are people, all of us. We're social animals, and you got to find good in the things that you do, which might not be the main reason of why you're there as a restaurant, but it's to support these 70 families and to find 30 more join us that we can pay and help make their lives better.
So anyone out there looking for a job, all the high school kids, the college kids, this is the time to get the job. And really you can have 2 and 3 jobs, because I'm sure everyone right now is pretty flexible and with working with schedules and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug, while we have you, can I ask, are you guys going to be bringing back live events at all?
Yeah, we're doing presently Friday and Saturday nights here at the Fork and Pint. We do solo or duo entertainers. We're just starting karaoke and trivia at my other stores, my Irish Tavern. So, we don't believe that there will be another close down. We believe we're moving forward as a nation, as a country. We've all learned a lot this last year. Now with vaccinations and things just moving in the right direction, we're starting to, invest back into setting some standing operating models that we were designed to do. So we're just starting them up 2 weeks ago. A couple of stores started, so it's picking up traction. But full openings will be when we have that opportunity, because there's a cost. And if you don't have X amount of seats, spending, that cost right now for us is more advertising than a return dollar. We're getting the name out again that we're doing it. So we are ramping up that direction and feel that the worst is behind us, hopefully.
We so hope so, because we all deserve a great summer.
Yeah, we do.
So with that, Doug Young with us here on the MegaCast. He's one of the owners over at Fork and Pint here in Waterford, but also Lake Orion, as well as the Irish Tavern. It has been such a hard year, but are you also worried that as all of us start to get back to work and start to live our lives, we're still forgetting about the restaurant industry? Because I feel like your industry is going to continue to struggle for at least the next 6 months. It's not going to be a fast recovery for your industry.
Yeah, no, it won't. It's, first, it just keeps going through different phases. We're in the labor phase now, but yeah, we won't be able to, when we open up fully and 100% and 2 a.m., we're not gonna be able to capitalize on it because we have a staffing issue. And then as we, I guess, catch up with the staffing issue, well, we could handle that, then we'll see what the next phase is and what challenges come. But we're in it. We figure it's not going to be till October. And for 2 of my stores that have big patios, my Lake Orion store and this one, we're going to make it. We're going to do okay, but we're going to miss our season. Right? We're going to get back to what we think is staffing normalities when we're out of our peak. But we can look forward to the future years.
Yeah, I will say, Doug, when it comes to wintertime, I enjoyed the igloos. But I will say I don't want to repeat that where that's the only option in the wintertime when it's, 10 below outside.
Yeah, they're hard to keep, at a comfortable temp. Unless, if it's 30, 40 outside, they're okay. But yeah, you get down into deep cold temperatures and they're a challenge. So I don't think there'll be the same demand. I think people will like them for uniqueness. We plan on putting them back up, maybe not as many as we ran last year, but I don't think they'll have the same demand that they had for sure.
It was definitely BYOB this past winter. Bring your own blanket.
Yeah, exactly.
A heated one at that. Doug Young with us here on the MegaCast. And with that, Doug, if we can talk to you a little bit, you mentioned the supply chain. How are you trying to figure out the supply side of the house as well when you don't know, what your staffing levels are going to be and the hours that you can be open, but yet you have to try to figure out just the right amount of food to order and to get it on time so that it doesn't go bad and you can utilize it?
Again, a lot of strategy, a lot of thinking. We've got more purveyors than we've used in the past. Like I say, with the supply chains not meeting all of their orders, we're able to find things through other suppliers. Like U.S. Foods might be out, but a Cisco or Gordon's or my Marketplace Meat, they might be able to get, part of the order. So where we used to use, 4 or 5 suppliers, we're using 8, 9 suppliers now to try to piecemeal. So you might start the beginning of the week with an 86th item or, an item none available for your consumer. And 2 days later, a a different one's able to get his hands on something, and you get back up on that for the weekend. But then, it's a challenge, and it just changes week to week because it's not the same problems, right? Everything's a rubber band effect. So, you have a hard time getting one product for a week, and then the chain kind of catches up, but then it's a different product that goes down. And it's the same with alcohol. The state isn't able to keep up with their alcohol. So we've gone through tequila shortages, Irish whiskey shortages. The beer suppliers have been a challenge. We've had trouble getting Miller Lite at times. We've had trouble getting Guinness at times. So they say it rotates through our whole selection.
You can't have a shortage of Irish whiskey in an Irish tavern.
We drive all around the state to find it. We'll make sure we have it. But yeah, it's the challenges just keep coming, but we keep a positive attitude and do the best you can.
So with that, Doug, just in another minute or two here with you on the show, anything positive that came out of this for you and your staff and your restaurants?
Absolutely. Any change, any challenge, there's always opportunity to better yourselves, to find out more about both ourselves and our operation and how we look at things and how we, address staff to, the roles we play in the community. We've gotten so much praise from our local community and support and the things that we did, the things our staff did throughout this past year that, again, it elevates your feelings of how you're maybe appreciated or how you're viewed. And that's been fantastic. That's been the biggest boost is, we can get lost in our own little world or our own 4 walls and worry about our problems. But when you hear things unsolicited at the gas station or, I wear hats around and people ask me things and they tell me, oh, it's great what you did. I heard your last interview or I saw you on Channel 2 and what you guys were giving away to the family. And it just puts a smile on your face and you get back in your car and you're like, we're doing the right thing, right? We're doing the right thing. People see it. They appreciate it. We're going to be okay. And in a regular world, you don't always get that. People take, whether it's your family, whether it's your friends, taking things for granted, it's very easy to do. So the challenges we've been through and the responses we've been getting remind us this isn't ordinary. This isn't normal. This is, challenges that we've met and we've done well, and people see it and they appreciate it, and it gives you that energy to move forward and keep fighting the fight.
Helps you face another day.
That's right.
Which in today's world is like, what, dog days. So really one day is like 7 days.
Yeah.
Doug Young with us here on the MegaCast. Anyone out there, we will say, please continue to support a local because, Doug, as you just mentioned, it's restaurants such as yours that you not only employ, the kids in the neighborhood or, the moms in the neighborhood, you're also a part of the community and you make us unique by having your restaurant here. And so we need to remind everyone, continue to support as we move out of this pandemic. And anyone out there, maybe just take one shift, right? If someone can just work one shift a week, that would help you out.
Yeah, we have a lot of, part-time people right now that are, helping us, helping themselves, and it's great. And in the past, right, everybody's been pretty much full-time. But yeah, now we're all very flexible. The whole industry is very flexible to get any support that we can.
I would imagine best way to apply for a job, just either stop in or online?
Yeah, stop in. We don't have an online portal. We do like to meet with the individual. So yeah, and you can stop in. We're running $400 signing bonuses. So you work 90 days, you get $400. We're running $100 referrals for all of our staff or anybody new. If they come in and start and the next day they bring a friend with them, that friend works 30 days, they get a $100 bonus. So we've got about 16 people through my stores right now that have started on this program. So come the fall or the end of summer here. And it depends, right? You work 2 days, it's going to take longer to get to your 90 days. You work 4 or 5 days a week, it's going to be a lot quicker. But yeah, come in. There's extra money on top of the money you're going to make. And I'll tell you, they're making money. The staff is, the consumers are tipping very well as a general statement, and the staff does well. So there's money to be made. You feel good that you're part of a team, that you're making a difference, that you are adding to your community. If you go out and support any place that needs help, but I'll take it.
Exactly. And plus, we really hope that you get the help that you need in the peak of your summer months as well to help make up for so many of those lost revenues. Doug Young with us here on the MegaCast, Fork and Pint. Support them. Doug, we so appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you very much, Ronnie.